Well, we've come a long way from I am woman, hear me roar. Nowadays, our culture and the mainstream media are hard-pressed to even define the word woman. Former model Jennifer Strickland is fighting back against this gender-bending confusion. And she wants everyone to know, I am a woman and I am taking back our name.
For 15 years, Jennifer Strickland found international success as a commercial model, working with some of the world's biggest brands. Yet, at the pinnacle of her career, Jennifer felt a profound emptiness. She witnessed firsthand how the superficial world of modeling shattered the self-esteem of countless young women, including her own. In her new book, I Am a Woman, Jennifer calls on Christian women to harness their influence, challenge the gender-bending lies of society, and uphold the dignity of womanhood with unwavering confidence and grace.
Jennifer Strickland is here with us now, and we welcome you back to the program. It's good to have you with us
Thank you
today.
so much for having me back.
Your book, I Am a Woman, Taking Back Our Name. You're described as a dictionary girl, so how would you describe woman?
Well, a woman is a life giver, a stabilizer, a boundary keeper, a voice that brings revelation and insight and perception, and the wise woman takes a stand and speaks up for the vulnerable.
You talk in your book not just about the word woman, but many words from a Hebrew language perspective. What does the Hebrew language say about the word woman?
Well, the letters that make up the word woman in Hebrew spell breath of fire.
Ooh, I like that.
And women can be fire-breathing dragons. But we can also,
both ways, can it? Yeah.
But we can also use our voices to bring life. You know, I think about how Jesus, according to the book of John, the first word he spoke after he rose from the dead was the word woman. And he told us to go and use our voices to bring the revelation of the gospel.
You were in a field of perfectionism when you were modeling. I mean, there's such a standard, or at that time especially there was, but demanding kind of the perfect woman, you know, an image of what the perfect woman was supposed to look like, much to the chagrin of most women. But talk a little bit, if you will, about how we got to this place where today, when asked, we can't even define what a woman is without second guessing what it is we're saying.
Yeah, I think it came from the lies of my body, my choice.
Yeah.
It's interesting that Jesus said, this is my body.
Wow.
My choice, that I lay down my life for you. And now it's turned into, you're born in the wrong body. Yeah. Which is a lie that has permeated our culture, and it's really damaging to children. We would never say that to a child who was born with Down syndrome.
Right.
Why would we ever say that to any child? And so I've decided to take a stand and speak against it.
You, as we talk about the fashion industry and the way that it shapes the image of women and men, actually, not just women, but how did it shape your ideas of femininity, and how did you come away from that? Well,
I never felt that I was good enough, or my body was good enough, or I was perfect enough. And I started getting my identity by how I felt when I looked in the mirror. And when I encountered Christ, I discovered that the mirror is always changing. And I always say the mirror is a bad friend. She's always changing her mind about you. Good friends don't do that. And I decided to step out and teach girls how to look into the mirror of God for their identity and worth.
You know, the woke crowd talks so much about gender and womanhood. What are some of the misconceptions that are rolling around in our culture today?
Well, there's sexual identity and gender identity. And sexual identity teaches children that their sexual feelings are who they are. Okay, wow. Well, biblically, that's not true. Certainly, Jesus never told the adulterous woman that you are the adulterous woman. No, he said, you're loved, you're chosen, I'm going to stand up for you, you're forgiven. Gender identity is that you self-identify, that you don't identify who you are by what God says about you, but you know what God creates, God names. And he created us male and female, not just biologically, but with purpose and intention. And there's action in our gendered names in the book of Genesis.
But names have been big in God's in God's world from the very beginning. Talk a little bit, if you will, about affirmative or affirming care. Why is that so destructive?
Yeah, you know, when I struggled with anorexia, a doctor told me the truth, that I needed to stop taking fat burners and I needed to stop starving myself. Wow. Today, the gender affirming model of care is lying to children. It's saying, if you feel like you are a boy, then you are. And we will now give you drugs to take you down a road of medical intervention that ends in sterility, sexual dysfunction, and doesn't necessarily improve their mental health.
The repercussions of that are almost beyond imagining. I mean, for children who have no understanding or concept of what lies down the road or their future, talk about damaging. I mean...
Yeah, well, I mean, brain development is complete at about the age of 25. And at that point, what someone does with their body is between them and their maker. But for a child to be enforced with this lie again and again and again, you know, we've got children who are growing up and they're waking up infertile. They're waking up realizing that the medical establishment harmed their bodies in irreparable ways.
Exactly.
And if Christians remain silent about this, we have to, you know, give an account, because the kingdom of heaven belongs to the children.
One of the things that so impacts the life of a woman is motherhood. Speak to that.
I had so much fun studying the gendered words in Genesis that make up male, female, man, woman, mother, father, sister, brother. And when I discovered that the mother in Hebrew means glue.
Wow.
She is the glue of the family. She is the spiritual guardian of the home environment. She's also the spiritual guardian and the glue of the community and the nation. And I think the feminist movement showed us the power of women's voices, that breath of fire to shape a nation. And it's going to take very strong mothers and fathers in male and female unity to turn back the tide and to redirect the daughters back to the home and family for our identity.
Such a privilege God has given us, oh, that we would understand it and stand firm in it. You know, taking back our name, that's the subtitle of Jennifer's book, I Am a Woman. And as you call us all to stand up for womanhood, for who we are as women, she's done the homework for us. It's all in the book. And this is a book that men and women should read and contemplate and talk about together. It's available in stores nationwide. Thank you so much. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.